In this video, we are standing in Copenhagen, and what we're going to talk about is how Copenhagen and other European cities have witnessed an enormous increase in the number of properties being sold to foreign real estate investors. Recently, a time-lapse of Copenhagen was published, showing the number of properties belonging to foreign investors in 2012. And as you can see from the map, this number has since increased exponentially. And as one of our viewers pointed out, it seems that this tendency is also occurring in other continents, like Australia, for example. And the problem is that Copenhagen and all the other cities are already now starting to see the downsides that come with foreign investments. Because as more and more properties are being sold, well, then housing prices are also going up. So with that in mind, this video is going to cover two things. First of all, we're going to talk about why foreign investors can be so damaging to a country. And secondly, well, you've probably already now read the title of the video. We're going to talk about why land value taxes will solve this issue. And yes, you heard me right, a tax on land, making land more expensive, is actually going to make housing prices more affordable. So let's dive right into it. So why is it that foreign real estate investments can be so damaging to a city? First of all, it has to do with the fact that foreign investments usually cause housing prices to increase. Instead of just having a local population wanting to buy properties, we now have an international population wanting to buy properties. And we all know that higher demand, more people wanting to buy something, that leads to higher prices. The second reason has to do with how money usually flows within a city. So usually, if the local barber, or carpenter, or taxi driver, if they earn more money, then this is beneficial to everyone in society, because if the barber becomes rich, well then the carpenter is more likely to get a new customer. This is not the same with foreign investors, because they live in another city. So every time they make a profit, they spend their profit elsewhere. So in other words, you could say that foreign investors, they extract value out of the society. So here we have a real problem. Housing prices are going up and the money is not staying within the city. So the people don't have the money to pay for these higher housing prices. So I said in the beginning of this video that land value taxes would solve the entire problem. I said that land value taxes would actually cause housing prices to be more affordable. And why is that the case? Well, first of all, let's talk about how Copenhagen and all the other cities can get rid of these foreign investors in order to solve their problems. Well, first we have to ask the question, why are these investors here in the first place? There's only one reason for them being here. They're investors, they want to make a profit. So if you want to get rid of them, simply make their investments less profitable. And how do we do that? Land value taxes. It really is as simple as that. So let's go back to Copenhagen for a moment. In Copenhagen, the tax on land is around 2%. Compare that to the tax on income, for example, which is around 35 all the way up to 50%. You don't have to be a genius to figure out which kind of people such a tax system is going to attract. You are of course going to get a lot of land speculators. So the solution is so simple. Increase the tax on land. And in order to make sure that the local barber, the local carpenter, all the other people living in the city can afford these increasing taxes, then we reduce the tax on income. It really is that simple. Okay, so let's dive into this tax system. A tax system with a higher tax on land and with a lower tax on income. First of all, how is it going to affect the foreign investors? Either of two things can happen. First thing that can happen is that they simply stop investing in the city, because now their investments are not as profitable as they used to be. Second thing that can happen is that they stay in the city. But now it's not a problem, because we have a higher tax on land. these people are now paying more taxes and are now contributing even more to the welfare system. What about the local people? Will they be able to afford a higher tax on land? Yes, certainly, because yes, we're increasing the tax on land, but we are also reducing the tax on income, so they are also earning more money from the work. In particular, those people who work extra hard, maybe have 2 jobs or work extra hours, these people are gonna be rewarded even more because of the lower income tax. You might have a lot of other questions about land value taxes. For example, how will this affect the tenants? How will the farmers be affected? We have a lot of other videos answering these questions. And I would also encourage you to check out the Reddit community on Georgism and on land value taxes, because they're also answering a lot of questions about land value taxes and how such a system would affect the local population. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more content on land value taxes and other economic topics, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you have any other questions, feel free to post them in the comment section down below.